Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. God give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yahushua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. The abundance to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, while the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the doctrine, pushing this truth and believing this truth of the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening and learning. Come next to another lesson, true faith, faith, and education. Another day of edification, Lord, will us be edifying. So I titled this lesson, The Fall of Babylon the Great is being televised. And of course, the lesson that I did, the Lord has wounded them. So they are speaking about their wound. America is falling and it's being televised. Just like it said in Revelation 18, when the people that stood afar off saw the smoke of her burning. Well, this is being televised. The fall of America, Babylon the Great, is being televised, man. We're watching prophecy happen in real time. This Babylon the Great, which is not the ancient Babylonian Empire. This is the new Babylonian Empire, which is Babylon the Great, which the scripture talks about Babylon the Great being destroyed with fire. The ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed with fire; it was just taken over by another nation of people. Well, this Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed with fire, but before it be destroyed, the Lord say that it will be turned upside down. Now, when you read Isaiah 24:1, the Lord say He turned the earth upside down. He make it the earth empty. He's using the elites, the Edomites, to do it. Was that Second Ezra 4? It talks about. Matter of fact, let me read that. Let's read this first. But the Lord said the Edomite, he's going to wound the Edomites, and they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. This is Second Ezra 4:28. It reads, "But as concerning the things whereof thou ask me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good." Verse 37, "By measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measures be fulfilled." So this says, 2 Ezra 4:29, "If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good," which is the kingdom of heaven. Because and when you go to Hebrews 11, let's read this. See, Esau and Jacob both had a blessing. This is Hebrews 11:20. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. Well, what we read in 2 Ezra 4 is Esau's kingdom falling, and it's being televised worldwide, man. 2 Ezra 4:28, "But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come." See, Esau and Jacob was blessed concerning things to come, as it said in Hebrews 11:20. Esau was the rule, and then Jacob's kingdom coming after, man. "If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good." Well, who's doing this? This is Isaiah 24:1. "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And this is what the Lord did to Israel, man. First and foremost, the Lord turned the world upside down and scattered us, man, throughout the four corners of the earth. Well, this is now happening to those that's in rulership. So I want to play this, and I'm gonna get some presets. And I got a couple other articles I want to pull up, but I want to play this video first because here it is. Oh, let's read this. Psalms. Gotta read this because this is regular, man. These Edomites are like Glenn Beck, this guy right here, Jeffrey Sachs, Peter Schiff, Ron Paul, Richard Wolf, what's his other guy name? Jim Rickles. These are them, man. They in the know guys, man. In Psalms, they all telling you the same thing, that this place is falling, man. Psalm 64 and 7. But God shall shoot at them with the arrow. And I read this precept all the time. When you start at one, the Edomites been shooting at us so long, like privately, by passing bills, by feeding us, selling us, creating to us GMO foods and contaminated waters and chemtrails. This is them been shooting at us for the longest, man. The CDC, all these different diseases out here, drugs. Why? Because they are trying to kill Jacob, man. What they say? Let me read this, man. And Jake think this is a game, but this is not a game. This boss have been doing this since he had power. In Genesis 27:41, what did Esau say? Genesis 27:41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. Esau never killed Jacob. Well, who's he been killing? He's been killing Jacob's children, man. This is what they doing. So they've been shooting at us through their laws, through their food, the water, putting guns in the hood, drugs, diseases. This is what they do, man. So in Psalm 64 and 7, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow. See, this is from all that they have done. They've been shooting at us for the longest. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And everybody see America. Is it all that see them? Nobody wanna hang out with America no more, man. Nobody wanna hang out with you, man. The allies, they don't want to hang out with America no more, man. That's what we watching. So let me play this. Lord wants to be edifying. I got a few other articles and I got a couple precepts. I ain't gonna make this too long, Lord willing. Listen to what this guy say. This is Jeffrey Sachs. Turn his volume down.
It's amazing. It's not only in the UK media. If you look at the US,
Lucky, hold on.
it's amazing. It's not only in the UK media. If you look at the US press, the delight, the gloating over China's purported difficulties fill the pages. And this recent issue of Foreign Affairs, which is the publication of the Council on Foreign Relations in New York, just across the park from where I am, and is the kind of center of the American establishment, is just filled with end of China stories. Of course, a few months ago was China about to take over everything stories. This is an elite that talks to itself in circles and with utter confusion, but also a lot of dissimulation. What's happening with China is, of course, complicated. It's by some measures the world's largest economy, by other measures the second largest economy, but it's big and it's complex, so many things are happening. But one of the things that definitely is happening is the United States is doing everything it can to try to derail the Chinese economy. It claims, of course, it isn't, but it is. And as you mentioned, we've been through this before. Of course, the whole Cold War non-military side of the US vis-a-vis the Soviet Union was about economic and technological containment. That was the core organizing idea. And that playbook was used, ironically, against America's ally, Japan, in the 1980s. And it's a period I remember well because I started as an assistant professor in economics at Harvard in 1980. And I went on my first visit to Japan in 1981. And I went with a wonderful colleague, Ezra Vogel, who had written a book which was the Japanese bestseller of the time called Japan as Number One. And Japan as Number One was about this surge of Japanese manufacturing, Sony and Toyota and so forth. And it said Japan has developed a lot of remarkable process improvements just in time.
Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a barrier to entry with Google Ads, right? You can't just kind of dip your
in manufacturing and so forth. And it was now a dominant manufacturing power. And of course, it was not only in consumer electronics, but increasingly in semiconductors and other cutting edge technologies. And this was a celebratory mood of Japan in the 1980s. And one could watch, and I watched it close up, how American policymakers, wait a minute, this is an ally that's supposed to be subservient to us. Now it's taking our industry. And by the second half of the 1980s, all this American rhetoric and supposed ideology of the liberal order and so forth, of course, was turned on its head. We need to stop Japan. We need to stop Japan's economy, but we can't do it in just those terms. Japan's a bulwark of our power in East Asia. So we have to do it by agreement. And in the late 1980s, the agreement was Japan would stop exporting to the United States, even though it was hyper competitive vis-a-vis the United States. And the Plaza Agreement that you recall rightly was an agreement that Japan would massively overvalue its currency. Kind of a remarkable idea, but the Japanese yen soared in value, but by design. This was a policy of the United States. The US also imposed many export limits on Japan.
Now, did you hear what he said? He said that Japan's supposed to be subservient to America as all the other allies. You hear the proudness of these Edomites? Now, the word subservient, right? He said Japan's supposed to be subservient to America, which is the rest of the 193 nations that's joined to America.
Subservient.
Subservient. It means submissive, right? It say obedient. It got yielding, meek, docile, passive, spiritless, humble, subdued, lamb-like, okay, slavish, downtrodden. This nigga said that the Japan is supposed to be subservient to America. This is the pride of Esau. So I gotta read this in Obadiah. I'm gonna finish this. This is only 15 minutes. If you ain't in for the run, you might well leave. This Obadiah 1 and 2, it reads. Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, which is the space station, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So what he's going into, he going back into the 80s when things started to change for America. Well, the downfall of America started when the Lord said, "What? And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down." The apostles go into this all the time. When they set their space station up in the 60s, that was the fall of America. That was the downfall of them. Oh, what happened? They put their women to work because a man used to make enough money to take care of the house, the bills, and the wife had a car. All she had to do was stay at home, cook, clean, make sure the kids got to school, make sure everything was straight with the kids. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it used to be. Well, their shit started to fall when this happened in the 60s, man. So he's going to the 80s when man, listen. So we are watching, the Lord has wounded these Edomites, and we are watching their kingdom fall, and we are watching them speak about the wound that the Lord gave them, but they don't know why they have been wounded like this. Remember, a lesson I did the other day, the Lord said he's going to wound the head of the enemy, man. See, that old wound they had, it was healed. Well, this wound here, they will never heal from this, man. So again, Hebrews 11:20, it said, by faith, Isaac blessed Esau and Jacob concerning things to come. So in 2 Ezra 69, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it. Their followers. That's the precept of Hebrews 11:20. We are watching their kingdom fall, man. And they are complaining.
And these were called voluntary because Japan, as being a part of the U.S. security system, accepted them and said, we won't export to the United States automobiles or semiconductors.
Oh, I did a lesson on this other week when it was Biden, South Korea, and Japan, man. They had an interview. They had a little sit down meeting, just them three, because the allies of America is they over there at BRICS, man. They joining BRICS. It was Biden, South Korea, and Japan, man. The allies, man. This place is through, man. But they supposed to be subservient
and so forth. And by the end of the 1980s, Japanese growth had stopped. But it had stopped absolutely because the United States had stopped it. And Japan, in its way, had exceeded to that in public. So the public rhetoric was, well, Japan's entering a recession. The behind the scenes, of course, was the United States had engineered the stop of Japan's relentless manufacturing success. And Japan, when it
Oh, it did pop up. I was watching this. There were no pop-ups on here.
Hi, everybody.
into effect. So asset prices are based on extrapolating the rapid growth into the future. And when Japan's rapid growth into the future was no longer rapid, then asset prices collapsed. And in 1990, 1991, 1992, we had the so-called bursting of the Japanese bubble. And Japan went into a long and prolonged crisis. And the US policymakers said, well, Japan's aggregate demand is down, meaning it wasn't selling exports anymore. That was the US policy. Japan should increase its consumption and stop bothering us, basically, with the exports. And I had a very interesting and distinct conversation with one of Japan's top economic policymakers in the mid-1990s, who was a friend and very senior, let's just say. And I said, why don't you weaken the currency? You know, your exports have completely stalled. You have a lack of growth. Japan's no longer competitive. And he looked at me and he said, Jeff, the US won't let us do it. Okay, this is clear. It's kind of obvious, but never said. What is said in the history books is Japan had a balance sheet recession. Japan had, a bursting of a bubble. But Japan faced geopolitics straight away.
You heard what he said. He said the U.S. told Japan He told him they won't let them do it. They won't let them do it. We keep telling you people, there's no prophecies about Japhet ruling the earth. For them slow belly talking about Japhet is the Edomites. There's no prophecy about Japhet, man. How can you not let somebody do something? You got to have dominance over the entire planet, man. And though they can't go to all of the rainforests, they can't go to the bottom of the oceans, to the depths of the earth, but they got rulership. Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the so-called white man. How can you not let somebody do something? We free, right? You can do whatever you want to do. Not. The word license mean permission. Go look it up. You got to have license to drive. You got to have license to have a business. You got to have license for everything, man. You got to go where you go at when you're trying to get something. You got to go to the courthouse. You got to go here or there. Who control them? The so-called white man. You want to you want to add a room on your house, a bathroom. The elder was going to the other day. Where you got to go at if you got a house, you want to add a room on your house or an extra bathroom. Where you got to go to? Esau eating the so-called white man. The world was subservient to the elites. Now these allies, because Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. This is the Lord's doing, man. It's not Esau's doing. It's Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Tell you that in Revelation 17:17. The Lord have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to give that kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Lord be fulfilled, which means the elect being sealed.
Away. And
The
because
Lord has wounded these people, man. But 2/3 don't see this. The Lord got to give you the eyesight for this, man.
Japan was under the U.S. thumb,
See?
it never publicly complained. Recently, I was in Japan speaking with again, one of Japan's most knowledgeable, very, very senior policymakers, and we were recounting this episode in agreement of interpretation. And I said something about how in the economics profession, the so-called balance sheet recession view, that this was about finance and Japan's overextension and bubble had taken hold. And watching him roll his eyes at how ridiculous the normal account was extremely entertaining and very telling for me. So to bring us up to date, China is Japanifying. In fact, that's a term that is being widely bandied about. Oh, China's no longer as competitive as it was. Big surprise. China is this, China's that, all the weaknesses of the Chinese system. But what's happening in a very concerted way since around 2015 is the United States is doing everything it can to derail China's economic growth. The same playbook. The big difference is China's not under the US security thumb. Everything else is the same. So there isn't a plaza agreement where China agrees to a massive overvaluation of the renminbi, but there was the Trump tariffs, unilateral, absolutely against World Trade Organization precepts, but of course, WTO rules don't matter to the so-called rule-based order, which is whatever the rules that the United States wants is in fact what the rule-based order means. So the U.S. started this process of the old playbook, the Soviet containment playbook, the Japan containment playbook, now with China. And it's doing it through a mix of policies.
The Soviet, what do? They dismembered it, allegedly. The Lord dismembered it, right? Allegedly using Babylon the Great. That's why NATO was created, man. NATO dropped bombs on Bosnia, Yugoslavia, This place, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Bosnia, Yugoslavia, and there was another one. They dropped bombs on NATO, man. That's why they were set up. Well, the Lord said in Ezekiel, they dismembered it, right? They dismembered the Soviet Union. And in the Soviet Union, Ukraine was a part of it. Crimea was a part of it, which Russia took, Putin them took Crimea back. The same thing they're going to do with Ukraine, man. Ukraine was a part of the old Soviet Union. So, him mentioning that, show you how cold the Lord is, man. This is them. They know the history. The Lord had it written down for us in the scriptures. So we filter what goes on these videos and these Glenn Becks and these different Edomites. We filter all that through the scriptures because it was already written a time ago. The Lord had to set up men to show you that it was already written in the Bible, man. They don't understand what's going on. They can give you the details of what's happening, but they don't know why and who's doing it. This is Ezekiel 38 and 1. I just want to read this point. Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Here's the point, and I will turn thee back. Back to what? To the old Soviet Union, man. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company. What's a great company? It tell you Egypt, Persia, Libya, right? Turkey. These allies, man. And we watching this unfold. It did less another week. Libya. It said Libya is trying to join BRICS, man. Ethiopia and Libya is joining BRICS, man. So it makes sense that BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Here it is. It's written in Ezekiel 38 that Ethiopia and Libya is going to join BRICS, the guard. So we watching prophecy play out that was written a time ago, man. Romans 15, what is that? Romans 15 and 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. What is it talking about? It's talking about turning Russia back to what it was formerly named Soviet Union. We watching it.
Policies, not with Chinese agreement, but unilateral tariffs, other blockades on the markets, tax cuts and subsidies with the rules of origin for the U.S. side to say you can't produce in the U.S. or can't get the tax breaks unless it's U.S. based, rules to stop China's inward investment into the U.S., rules to stop U.S. outward investment to China, and most tellingly now,
you know what China was doing? Hey, Esau, it tell you in 2 Ezra 15, woe to thee, Asia, because that has made that stuff like into Babylon. China be sending their stuff. The article that I saw, China be sending a lot of their stuff to other countries like Taiwan, and they put a Taiwan label on it, and they ship it to America to be sold in the Walmarts, man. A lot of the stuff that's coming from other countries is from China. They send it to other countries and put tags on it. They get around America's sanction and embargoes, man, and tariffs. Yeah.
to break China's access to high technology. The rhetoric of all of this is, oh, we're not doing anything against China. This is very narrow. This is a high wall on a small yard. And
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local.
But anyway,
to paraphrase Jake Sullivan, this is completely to play with fire by trying to stop China's growth. And now we see this year, China's overall growth has slowed tremendously. And the most telling factor, the single biggest factor, is not all said about the debt markets and real estate. The biggest single factor is China's exports to the US and to the European allies are way down this year because the barriers are going way up. And the barriers are the direct barriers, the warnings to US companies. You better friendshore, you better reshore, you better move away from China in your supply chains. We don't want to see you dealing with China right now. And this is having an effect. What's completely fascinating, though, and this week was the mark of it, is China is not Japan. China is not subservient to the United States. China is much bigger than the Japanese economy, both in absolute terms and relative to the US. And arguably, it's larger than the US economy in absolute size, or second to the US economy. But it's got a lot of friends around the world that also don't want the US hegemony in the global system. And
hey, that's why the Lord set up a guard, man. Because China need Russia. They need Russia. Listen, understand, the Russians are Edomites that has another type of power, just like America. The Russians got more missiles than America. They did a lesson on that some years ago, man. Russia got way more missiles than America do, man. Russia, the Lord, listen, the Lord set this guard up for a reason, man. And who did he use? The Lord didn't use the Arabs. He didn't use the Persians. He didn't use Elam or Ishmael or Ham. The Lord used another Edomite. Because who's better than another Edomite to take down the Edomite? Listen, what has Esau been doing for years to so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians? How do they infiltrate anything? They use another slow-bellied nigger. That's what they do. Who helped Esau take down Jerusalem in 70 AD? A so-called Negro from Alexandria. What his name is? Julius Tiberius Alexander, Tiberius Julius Alexander, whatever three names go together, however you roll it. Listen, man. Esau always used niggers to take down niggers, man. That's what they do. So what the Lord is doing, he says he's going to turn things right side up. He's using Edomites to take down Edomites. No other nation can do this. It got to be an Edomite. This is that strategic chessboard that we are watching the pieces being moved on. It got to be an Edomite. Let me read this. In Ezekiel 28 and 7, it reads, Behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. Who is the terrible? It didn't say the terribles, S of the nations, it said the terrible of the nations. And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom. See, America think they wise than everybody else. Well, the Lord said he ain't using the Russians for their wisdom. He's using them to bring out their swords. And what? And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. See, the Russians, we talk about the old Soviet Union. This is the terrible of the nations. The Lord ain't going to use an Arab to take down Edomites. He's using Edomites to take down Edomites, man. That's the only way it's going to happen. That's why it's saying Psalms. Oh, man, the Lord is cold. In Psalms, what is that? Psalms 37. This is Psalm 37:14. See, their whole life, they've been trying to kill us off. Because what do you say? Hence will I kill my brother Jacob. Psalm 37:14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. All Israel got is upright conversation. That's all we got. All you hear the Hebrew Israelites talking about is upright conversation and what's going to happen according to what the Lord say. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. See? So in Ezekiel 28, when the Lord say, therefore should I bring strangers upon thee, and they shall draw their sword against the beauty of thy wisdom. This is their sword. It's their brethren. Russia is the brethrens. They Edomites too. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. The Lord, Yahweh Shemawashah, is using Edomites to kill Edomites. Hold on. Gotta get more. Second Ezra 11:39. Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world? When you read in Daniel 2, it said the fourth kingdom is going to be iron, the Roman Empire. And what did it say? It said that they shall mingle them, they shall mingle themselves with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. In Daniel 2:43. See, Esau has mingled himself amongst the heathen nations, but they ain't cleaving. Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them? That the end of their times is going to come through them. Who? The Edomites. It's going to come from the Edomites. Jeremiah 50:45. Repetition, father skill. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his proposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who is the least of the flock? The elites. They fund both sides of everything, any wars. When they say all wars are banker wars. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Surely he shall make their habitation, the Edomites' habitation, desolate with them. Who are the them? The Edomites. Now I said, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, right? The least of the flock will be the elites. In Revelation 16:13, it tell you that this is their whole goal in life. Revelation 16:13, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are spirits of devils working miracles. What are they going to do, Lord? Which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the God Almighty. See, their whole goal is to do nothing but fund wars, push diseases, chemtrails, GMO foods, put guns in the hood. They are killers. That's what they are, man. Annihilators. Destroyers. They the harbingers of death, man. That's why I tell you in Habakkuk 2. These are the ones we talk about, man.
That was the, I think, rather remarkable note of this week's BRICS summit, which you've been discussing at length. I think it was actually a rather remarkable summit. Not only are the existing 5 BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, already larger in size than the G7 when measured at international prices or purchasing power prices, but they added 6 more systemically consequential countries. And rather fascinating, because Brazil took its biggest next door neighbor, Argentina, so that really is solidifying the South American base of this.
You might think you know Snapchat. Really? Here's 3 things that you might not know about Snapchat ads. Did you know that 9
anti-US hegemonic response? They brought in, very interestingly, Egypt and Ethiopia.
See?
Meaning that it's the...
See? You can't make this up, man. The apostle's been telling you for so long, man. This in the scriptures. That's Ezekiel 38, man.
Northeast corner of Africa and the Indian Ocean side. And these are two very, very interesting large countries with more than 110 million people each. And then the Gulf region, of course. And remarkably, China's absolutely stupendous diplomatic success, Iran and Saudi Arabia.
See, hold on. The Lord been telling us this. The Lord had this written. Let's read this, man. See? We've been waiting. That's why these slow better niggas talk about GMS make the truth look boring. You dumb niggas. You see what's going on right now? Prophecy, man. I know the apostles got to be over excited about this, man. Because I got goosebumps, man. Romans 15:4 reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." We are watching this happen. Ezekiel 38 in real time.
As well as the Emirates as the remaining three. So the BRICS agreed to expand by another 400 million people, another 5% or so of the world GDP. The BRICS countries in the expanded form will be significantly larger than the G7. And what was quite fascinating for me as a monetary economist is the amount of focus on really making a complete workaround from the US dollar, because that's the real point that they're saying, given that the US government very unwisely, self-defeatingly, completely armed and militarized the dollar in the last 10 years, so that the currency is not just a settlements account, it's an instrument of hegemony. And now there's this massive counter reaction to that I think is going to be extraordinarily consequential. So in short, we're seeing a replay of this deep American hegemonic impulse, but I think we're seeing it in a way that it can't succeed. And this week may be exactly that historic moment.
You see, I was going to title it. I had to change the title. He said, let's play this again. You hear what he just said? The world can't see it as we see it. Let's play this back.
In short, we're seeing a replay of this deep American hegemonic impulse, but I think we're seeing it in a way that it can't succeed. And this week may be exactly that historic moment.
But we can see it in a way that it is succeeding. Because these are the spiritual lenses, the ice off. Anyway, let me get this next clip. Man, call out y'all about Shema Shai, man. Let's get this. So Saudi Arabia has joined, and Iran in Ezekiel 38. They tell you that Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, Turkey. Now you got Iran. Now you got Saudi Arabia that joined, which is in Ezekiel, which is in Isaiah 30, Isaiah 13. What is this, man? Nah, just an article real quick. It say so preparing to invest 16 billion from reserves. You say as the country joins the BRICS economic alliance, Saudi Arabia is preparing to invest a remarkable 16 billion from its foreign reserves. Indeed, the country set aside a portion of its capital
from its central bank, driving the reserve to their lowest level in 2009. Rising of investment by the new BRICS member. Moreover, it has joined the bloc alongside Argentina, Iran, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, and Ethiopia. Come on, man. What we talking about, man? What we talking about? Just want to show that. Let me get this. This is this is called Mexican. This is from this article say Mexico peso sinks after central bank says it'll cut currency hedge program. Now the point I want to make out of this is listen to this. It say Mexico's peso sank after the central bank said it will reduce a hedge program designed to tame what is that? Volatility. Volatility. Yeah, volatility. Signaling, signaling to traders the rally that made the currency the world's top performer may have gone too far. It say after the central bank said it will reduce a hedge program. Who control the central banks, man? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So that was that. And I want to show this too. You just got to call precepts, man. Let me show this little bit of nigga. What did it? The statement that this dumb nigga said. This fruit booty nigga, man. Look at this nigga here, man. This is another article I saw. Listen to what this nigga say. America falling. This nigga talk about this a Diddy won't stop fighting until the black community is no longer expected to accept crumbs. What is this nigga talking about, man? The scripture said this is not our rest, man. This past weekend, Sean Diddy Combs spoke about the importance of 16 headliner and keynote speaker for the third annual festival, correlated to entrepreneurship, pop culture, and entertainment. The event was created and hosted by. See, we do got our own leisures, and it's studying these scriptures, man. Because Isaiah 33:6 shall be the stability of our time. Let's say the event was created and hosted by Earn Your Leisures, Rashad Bala, and Troy Millens, who also him Revolt's financial literacy show. During his segment with the duo, Diddy spoke to the difficulties he faces as one of the few black billionaires worldwide and the importance of black Americans investing in their communities. We ain't black, you dumb nigga. In the spirit of what they is black, Salakia. In the spirit of transparency, the Harlem native wanted all attendees to know that although he's broken barriers and is a part of the exclusive billionaire circle, Diddy still endures the hardship of not being included. What? How the media will portray and elevate it, how the media will portray and elevate it yet false image inclusivity because black celebrities are thriving in various arenas. Because they court justice. All you niggas is court justice, man. That's it. Entertainment for the elites, you dumb nigga. When I can't play a part of the illusion or inclusion. You is, nigga. You was paid to keep Jake destroyed. No, I'm fighting for the same thing I was fighting for when I. The businessman explained it's very important to understand out of all the billionaires in the world got almost 9 billion people in it. There's only 16 black. He continued, yeah, it feels good for one of us to get in, but we got to stop taking the crumbs. How you gonna stop taking the crumbs? See, this is the mind of a dumb nigga. How you gonna stop taking the crumbs? Nigga, who signed your checks? What is wrong with Jake? Who signed your checks? I don't give a damn who you is. Who signed Michael Jordan checks? Who signed Oprah Winfrey checks? Dr. Dre, Denzel Washington. Who told Denzel he can make a new what's this movie is? I was tempted to go see it last night too, because I got to work the day shift. I couldn't even go teach camp yesterday. I was on the way over there. It was flooding, pouring down. Because I was finna go drop that word yesterday. Because I ain't been able to teach on Friday since I've been on this morning shift. But who told Denzel he can make a new movie? What's this called? I can't think of the name of it right now. Who told him he can make a new movie? Huh? Don't worry, I'll wait. Who's signing their checks? Who signed Will Smith check? So-called white man. Yeah. What the hell this nigga talk about? But we got to stop taking the crumbs. See, this is the illusion to deceive people like, oh, you can just step in and take what you want. Yeah, you can die. It's time for a way more out of 9 million. I want 2 billion. What are he talking about? You ain't trying to help your people. See, we don't got no financial problem. It ain't monetary gains. It's sovereignty. And we can't get sovereignty here. This has left the icon feeling lonely. People seek for mentorship. Generational wealth. You damn right. It tell you that in Ezekiel 2. The commonwealth, not Ezekiel Salakia. Ephesians 2 and 11, man. Or the 2 and 12. The commonwealth of Israel, man. He say, it's definitely lonely. It's not that many people to talk to. I talked to Jay and some other friends, but when I look at it, I know the truth. It's not enough wealth being spread around did it come in it. I'm at this point that what's energizing me, I don't really look at it as far as I'm a billionaire. I'm more like my people are not doing good. Yes, I'm blessed to be a billionaire, but at the same time, if my people aren't doing good, I can't be subtle. This nigga lying, man. Nigga sitting behind the scenes lying, man. I don't know more of that garbage shit, man. Yeah, Equalizer 3, the water. I was tempted to go see it last night too, man, but I'm gonna wait. So let me get a couple precepts. One precept I want to get on this dumb nigga here, man, is Paul mentioned this in 1 Corinthians. I just want to get this one precept. I was thinking about this. Niggas lying, man. Your nigga don't care about niggas, man. If he did, his ass would be broke, trying to get niggas right, trying to create something. Them niggas ain't create nothing, man. And they can't create nothing. What's that, 1 Corinthians 4:8? They can't, man. Just like all these all your athletes, all of them, your athletes, your movie stars, each and every one of them, man. They can't do nothing but give a nigga a few couple hundred thousand. Man, they don't got no money, man. That's why they give their asses black cards, man. Or wherever they done advance to now. They can go spend it, but they damn sure can't pull $1 million off and give it to their parents. Because it ain't there, man. 1 Corinthians 4:8, it reads, now you are full. Now you are rich. Ye have reigned as kings without us. And I would to God you did reign, that we also might reign with you. See, he reigning, but they ain't kings. Paul said you're reigning like kings. Now you are full, now you are rich. You have reigned as kings without us. You can't be a king in somebody else's kingdom, man. So they just high-paid servants, man. Court justice. But the Lord has given us this eyesore, man, to see what's really going on in America. This nigga talking about building, just like these wacky Israelites, talking about building Israelite communities, black communities. In America is falling. Where the hell you gonna have your house? Where you gonna live at? Where you gonna live at? Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. And we are watching 2/3 of our people perish, man. That's Isaiah 13:15. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. The Lord has given you eyesight to see through the madness, man. Let's get this in Proverbs 22. This is Proverbs 22:8. Let's see here. Nigga tell me he's sad. Nigga, you ain't sad, nigga. Nigga eating good. This is Proverbs 22:9. He that have a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. See? Because if them niggas gave out what they had, them niggas would be broke, man. Them niggas would be down here with us. That's how you know. Them niggas ain't finna get that bag up. He ain't trying to help no damn black community. That's that BS, man. It say he that have a bountiful eye. When you go to the word bountiful, it means to be good. Let's look it up. Let's look this up. That nigga lying, man.
Strong's H 2896. Tove.
So, Salakia. I don't know how I clicked off that. So let's go down to the strong. So it's a good, pleasant, good, excellent. It's a good. It's a rich, valuable in estimation, good, appropriate, becoming, better. It's a good understanding of man's intellectual nature. That's that integrity, man. The standard of the Lord. It's a good, kind, right. It got welfare, prosperity, good things, good benefit. It's a moral good. Your spirit, man. And the Lord said in 1 Timothy 6, man, if you do be rich, be ready to distribute, man. That nigga ain't doing nothing, man. Because he can't. He that have a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. And what did Yahweh say in Matthew 4:4? A man should not live off bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord. And I'm all over. I was focusing this on, I had titled the lesson, Dead to the World, but Alive, Dead to the World, but Alive to the Lord, man. Because this is the eyesight. The Lord has reactivated you. We understand what's going on. Let's read this. People don't know what's going on, man. This is James 2:14. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith? Salakin, I ain't what I wanted. Let me go up right here. Verse 15. If a brother or sister be naked, is he talking about being literal naked? No. Spiritually naked, man. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warned and filled. That's what Diddy's saying. He feel bad. He don't sleep right at night. Nigga, you ain't helping nobody. And one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warm and filled. Notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit? That nigga, these niggas ain't doing nothing. That's why Paul said you reign like kings without us. He said, now would to God that you did reign, that we all may reign together. Because this is a sovereignty problem with the whole nation of Israel, man. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. So it's a Levite sister, older sister at the plantation. And she was saying, she said, you saw what's going on in my country? She Levi, so-called Haitian. She said, you saw what's going on in my country? I said, yeah. You know why it's happening? She was like, no. I said, because no money, no jobs. The president, I said, the government. I said, no. At first I said, it's them. And she was looking like, who the hell is them? I said, it's the government. I said, because of what's going on with no jobs, no money. And all she could say is, that's bad. Like, shit, I'm over here, they over there. Hey, it is what it is. We got a problem, man. We, not me, not you, we have a problem. Iniquities on top of iniquities, man. We sin against the Lord, man. Again, if a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warned and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit? And that's what the Lord set up prophets, man. What is it? If you ain't telling a person what's really going on the earth, man, what are you doing? Nothing. And you're gonna die. Like I tell you in Job 36, 2/3 of Jake gonna die without knowledge, man. Job 23:10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he have tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot have held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. So, as it said in James, you tell a person to go be warm and filled, but you get them not those things which are needful for the body, man. If you ain't telling Jake the truth, what are you doing? Jake don't know what's going on. This nigga did it, man. These niggas, man, that's why the Lord got to kill these niggas, man. Psalms 10:10. He croucheth and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Esau set these niggas up, and they doing a perfect job in destroying Jake's mind, man. They done already sold out. Niggas done gave up their box. I'm talking about Denzel, Will Smith, Dre, P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Jeezy, Lil Wayne. They gave up that box, man. Sold out, man. Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, all them niggas is fruit booties, man. Each and every last one of them, man. All your favorite rappers, your favorite actors, them niggas is fruit booties, man. But he answered and said, it is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. And this precept is in Deuteronomy 8. So here it is. Yahushua was quoting a precept from Deuteronomy. Let's read it. Talk about this slow better nigga coming board. Talk about all the scriptures that I quoted. When talking about the Messiah. You slow belly nigga. Dumbass nigga, man. That's why the Lord got to kill you niggas, man. It was born in vain. Deuteronomy 8 and 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh. Doeth man live? Why is Yahweh quoting this if the New Testament is fraud? You dumbass nigga. Let's go back to Proverbs. Dumbass niggas, man. These niggas, man. Proverbs 22. Let's read this again. Now, we are watching America fall. We're watching these Edomites get worse, man. They getting worse. And it's only going to get worse. The Lord said, the evil is sown, but the destruction is not yet come. And if the evil that is sown be not turned upside down, man, it's finna get so bad. And these niggas, boy, I want to get Proverbs 22. This is verse 11. It reads, he that loveth pureness of heart, which is your mind, for the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend. What is it talking about? For the grace of his lips. You are speaking truth. Let's get this. Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27, 23. This is why men were set up, man. To warn the flock, man. They tell you in Jeremiah 50, the Lord say, be as he goats before the flock, man. Proverbs 27, 23. Be thou diligent. The Lord said, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks. What is this talking about? Feeding the flock sound doctrine, man. Warning them of what's coming. Because you got a lot of slow-bellied niggas that's not in the truth. They are using the truth. Because them niggas, I heard one brother, these niggas ain't in the truth. Nate ain't in the truth. Johanna and these true nation and believers of the way, WFI, them niggas ain't in the truth, man. They are using the truth. That's what they doing. Them niggas ain't in the truth, man. They are using the truth for their own wickedness. Proverbs 27, 23. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. It's the words of Yahweh Shema Shai that Salaki that heals. It's the word of the Lord that heals, man. It's Yahweh Shema Shai that heals, man. Didn't the Lord say in Ezekiel 37? You shall stand upon your feet. I will put my breath in you. Right? It's the words of the Lord, man. This is the healing. So, Proverbs 20:11. He that loveth pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend. Because the Lord is like, man, look at what, man, look, man. That's why I tell you in Hebrew, or that James 5, that the husband waited for the precious fruit, man. Because look at the work of the men of the Lord, man. Look how diligent the apostles is, man. Has been. Look how diligent the elders, bishops, and elders are, man. Look how diligent brothers is daily. This is verse 12. It reads, the eyes of Yahweh preserve knowledge. Hold on. One of these niggas came on the camp and said, how do we know that this is the word of God in the Bible? You dumbass nigga. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge. You think the Lord gonna let his word be tainted? And then Yahweh said in John 6 and 44, he's gonna raise these men up in the last days to some tainted word? You dumbass nigga. The eyes of Yahweh preserve knowledge, and he overthroweth the words of the transgressors. The Lord preserved his word for the end times, man. And the Bible has been here. Esau, the Bible Destruction Group, has created all these new versions to alter the words of the Lord. But you gotta get the 1611. Why would Esau? They can't listen. We talking about the omnipotent, omnipotent. You think the Lord gonna let Esau throw away the scripts, the original scripts? No. What did he do? He created new Bibles and changed the words. He can't get rid of it, man. The eyes of Yahweh preserve knowledge, man. The Lord would never let this bastard. If the Lord knew from the beginning that we was gonna go off, and he was gonna scatter us. Well, the scriptures say in Psalm 78, he told our fathers to teach us these parables. Oh, Ezekiel, Deuteronomy 31, the Lord told Moses to teach Israel this song so it would be a witness against them in the land of their captivities. How can a song be a witness against us? Because we was going to hear the damn song and you're going to start, oh man, I ain't heard that song in so long. But then you start singing the song. Man, how we forget this song? Then you get to reading the scripture and find out, oh, the Lord took the song from us. But in the latter days, he was going to give it back. So how the hell could the words of the Lord be tainted? If he was going to scatter us and then have us to hear the song and we start dancing and singing the song and come back. You can't do that except the Lord preserved his words, man. This is Proverbs 14. Jake is stupid, man. These niggas, but that goes to being antichrists. They don't believe in the Bible, man. This is the words of the Lord. I was talking to this guy the other week. Talking about how do we know the Bible? Nigga, Psalm 68:11 say the Lord gave the word. Either you believe that through faith or you a demon. You a slow-bellied nigga. Proverbs 14:15, it reads, the simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. So again, going back to all the things that's playing out with Esau Edom, it was written a 4 time ago for our learning, man. The Lord has wounded the so-called white man, and they are talking about their wound. Proverbs 14:33, wisdom resteth in the heart of him that have understanding. But that which is in the midst of fools, what's going to happen, Lord, is made known. And we are watching everything that's playing out. Your Lord said in Jeremiah 49:10, he was going to make Esau barren, man. Okay? He making the wisdom resteth in the heart of him that have understanding. But that which is in the midst of fools is made known. How is it made known? By him that have wisdom in his heart. It say wisdom resteth in the heart of him that have understanding. But that which is in the midst of fools is made known. It's being made known of him that have understanding. Of him that have the wisdom and knowledge of the Lord. Because wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. This is how we know, man. Let me get this in Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra, chapter 6. I said I wasn't gonna make this too long. Salakia. I'm already in the hour. I'm finna close up though. I got a couple more precepts here. Spirit of the Lord. This is Second Ezra 6:20, and it reads, and when the world that shall begin and vanish away shall be finished, because it's gonna come upon a time when the evil is gonna max out and it's gonna be done. Then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, which they are. Job 39, the unicorn, the world wide web. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. But those, the world, 2/3 even see it, but they don't know what's going on. That's why the Lord set up men to filter everything that's going on through the scriptures, man. And I was gonna get this. Closing precept is Job 15. And these Edomites is coming out with it, man. Well, they losing their generational wealth and white privilege, man. That's why. Do you think for a minute if Glenn Beck and Clayton from Redacted and Jeremy Bade, all these guys, they got to fight to keep what they got, man. They ain't just sitting back. Them Edomites working hard. Peter Schiff, Ron Paul, Jim Rickards, Richard Wolf. What's his other one I love to watch? Chris Hedges. Boy, he said, boy, the white American empire is falling. I love to watch that Edomite there, man. They working hard to keep what they got, man. This nigga did a video on the other day. I forgot his name. He own precious metals. They are fighting for to keep what they got, man, and they are losing. The Lord said it. Your gold and silver shall be worthless. The Lord said it. Either you believe it or you don't. The Lord said it though. So what we are watching is these bastards' kingdom fall. Generational wealth and white privilege is devaluing by the minute, man, by the day. And it's the elites. That's why it tell you in Job, what's that, Job 20 and 18? No, Job 20 and 22. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon them bastards, man. The elites gonna have to go and hide into a bunker. Because everybody gonna be at their damn throat, man. Job 15 and 5, for thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Right? Ephesians 6, the wiles of the devil, man. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shah, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. What's the word wiles mean? Craftiness. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee. Some of the Edomites. Why? Because the least of the flock shall draw them out. The Lord shall make their habitation desolate with them. Revelation 12. The head was the head of a leopard, and the feet was the feet of a bear, man. Ezekiel 28. The Lord is using the Edomites, the Russian Edomites, to draw out their sword against the miracles, Edomites' wisdom. Yeah. And I can get 100 more precepts. But we watching this, we watching it fall, man. Anyway, the Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rikah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishop and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, whether the apostles and elders of all of Israel really accept it or not. And the sincere salutation to all the arking, pushing this truth and believing this truth with the full hands of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the wealth who are listening and learning. If your sisters are listening and learning, hey, the opportunity in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Till next time, Shalom. Wa above.